the tamoguna, rajoguna, and mode of goodness. Sattva.
Sattva-guna.
So, like all three modes, how Krishna is the seed giving father, and it is like it is after the fifth verse. You said like it is gonna. He's implemented these seeds into the prakriti, and
Mm-hmm.
then when the living entity is born, it's going to be bound with the three modes
Mm-hmm.
material nature.
Yeah.
That's what I remember, Prabhu. And there was a lot of discussions. Like main thing that we discussed was like how would we say thank you to Krishna when he has
Mm-hmm.
given you everything. He's a
Mm-hmm.
saint and everything. We talked a lot about being grateful for what is being grateful for. How do we respond back? And I really liked one of the question that Varsha asked, and that how way you responded. Say like, how do we thank you? Because you are teaching us Gita, and like you nicely explained to us like following Srila Prabhupada and reading Gita and following and respecting the ISKCON thing. That's what is how we pay you back. So those kind of discussions were good, and I think that's all I remember, Prabhu. Since I just heard it while driving, I did not have any notes written, Prabhu.
No, 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 no worries. Yeah, just more Q&A. That's right. It's very nice. So that's I'm very, very happy last week. So it's a
Yeah.
wonderful, engaging session. So yeah, thank you so much. Wonderful. So we'll continue ahead from we'll continue with verse number 6. Okay. So now, what is Krishna going to mention? So Krishna mentioned the first three verses, the glorification of knowledge, which he's going to about to speak, right? And in 4 and 5, he's summarizing that who he is, and he's introduced the concept of prakriti, metal modes of nature, basically gunas, in verse number 5. Okay. Now we'll start explaining the different qualities of those modes. So these modes have particular quality associated with them, and those who are in this particular mode will will imbibe those qualities. Okay, so we will see that. So this was number 6. We go ahead. Does anyone want to read verse number 6?
I can go ahead.
Yes, please go ahead.
Oh, in English I can read.
No, English में करना.
Yeah.
It has both English and Devanagari. You can read English.
Okay. Yeah. It's O sinless one, the mode
Oh,
of
okay,
goodness.
okay, yeah, okay. Please go. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge.
Okay. Then read the word by word, the translation and the purport too.
Okay. Uh,
So
the
what we
living,
do, we usually
yeah,
read the verse, then we read the word by word meaning. That
I
helps to
see.
understand, and then
Yeah.
translation and purport. But you please, because you can just read translation and purport, and then we can yeah. Please go ahead for that.
Yeah. The living entities conditioned by material nature are of various types. One is happy, another is very active, and another is helpless.
Mhm.
All these types of psychological manifestations are causes of entities' conditioned status in nature. How they are differently conditioned is explained in this section of Bhagavad Gita. The mode of goodness is first considered. The effect of developing the mode of goodness in the material world is that one becomes wiser than those otherwise conditioned. A man in the mode of goodness is not so much affected by material miseries, and he has a sense of advancement in material knowledge. The representative type is the Brahmana,
Mhm.
who is supposed to be situated in the mode of goodness. This sense of happiness is due to the understanding that in the mode of goodness, one is more or less free from sinful reactions. Actually, in the Vedic literature, it is said that the mode of goodness means greater knowledge and a greater sense of happiness. The difficulty here is that when a living entity is situated in the mode of goodness, he becomes conditioned to feel that he is advanced in knowledge and is better than others. In this way, he becomes conditioned. The best examples are the scientist and the philosopher. Each is very proud of his knowledge, and because they generally improve their living conditions, they feel a sort of material happiness. This sense of advanced happiness in conditioned life makes them bound by the mode of goodness of material nature. As such, they are attracted towards working in the mode of goodness, and as long as they have an attraction for working in that way, they have to take some type of body in the modes of nature. Thus, there is no likelihood of liberation or of being transferred to the spiritual world. Repeatedly, one may become a philosopher, a scientist, or a poet, and repeatedly become entangled in same disadvantages of birth and death. But due to the illusion of the material energy, one thinks that that sort of life is pleasant.
That wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Very much, sir. Yes. Do the verse. तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकमनामयं सुखसङ्गेन बध्नान्ति ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ. Right? So, do you have to share when you read this? Anyone? Yeah, please go, Rusha. Yeah.
Sorry, when I was reading, I was concentrating on the words.
No worries. Yeah, yeah. So you can maybe fun, like, take time. We can just go through one thing if you want to, and then share. In the meantime, others can share if they wish to. No? No? Any thoughts?
Can you give us 2 minutes, Prabhu, to
Yeah, yeah,
read
please, please,
the
please.
words?
Yeah. No worries. Please go ahead. Take a couple of minutes to read. Mhm.
Yeah, I can go ahead.
Please.
Yeah, so from this text, we understand that it talks about one of the mode, which is goodness,
Mhm.
of the three modes that was mentioned in previous fifth text. And the highlight is how a person in the mode of goodness is conditioned to the material world, like his obligation towards or his attachment towards the material desires are not much affected, like is what when a person is in a mode of goodness. This can be understood from this example, like scientist and philosopher. They are very like they are highly intellectual. They are highly Those are very highly intellectual positions, I would say.
Mhm.
And because of which they are always in that mode of goodness, but it's like they are stuck in that because they are entangled in this disadvantage of birth and death, because they are just in the mode of goodness, um, but they cannot attain the spiritual world, like
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
yeah.
So why are they uh, stuck in the mode of in birth and death by being in the mode of goodness?
What
Based on
is
this, what do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think they're attached? They're stuck in the cycle of birth and death, being in the mode of goodness.
So, like it mentions that they are very
Mhm.
proud of their knowledge, and because of which they improve their living conditions, and in a way
Mhm.
they are improving their material happiness, right?
Okay.
So I think that's the reason they are just um conditioned to being that way, and
Yeah.
that's where they are like stuck in that loop of material um, cycle, I would say,
Okay.
without elevating themselves. Like they are, if a scientist and philosopher, let's say they are in stage one, and
Mm-hmm.
spiritual world is way above that. They
Mm-hmm.
are just busy in doing the stage one things, but they are not really moving towards the spiritual stage.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
that's my understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. You must like to share, but people, what you very nicely. One. Okay. Let's go backwards. The word. Okay. So his question is Tatra Sattvam Nirmalatvat. What is Sattva Guna is what? Is Nirmal. Nirmal means what? Pure. The most pure in the material world. And what are the qualities of Sattva Gun? Prakashakam and Anamayam. Anamayam means without a sinful reaction, or you could say peacefulness. And Prakasham is illuminating. So the byproduct or the product of illumination is knowledge. The product of peaceful is happiness. Okay? And come Sukha Sangyena Badhnati. Right? And in association of these, right, they get happiness. But this association or this desire or attachment to happiness and knowledge binds the living entity. Because they feel happy, they're peaceful. The previous chapter Bhagavad Gita Vriksha mentioned, how can there be happiness without peace? Right? So peacefulness, the exchange is happiness. So they attach to happiness and knowledge. Very liberating, very nice, right? So they actively try to pursue or create or do things to attain that happiness and knowledge, or to be, oh, I want happiness and उसके लिए क्या करूं? I'm not. I want to have this knowledge. I want to learn. What do I do? So they keep trying to advance and do things to attain happiness and knowledge. So they have then that means the attachment is there to something, happiness and knowledge. And sometimes people they have attachment to knowledge, and this attachment leads to what? Pride. So attachment is there and pride is there. This attachment and pride is a symptom of something different, a different guna, rajogun. So when you are in a mode of goodness, it inevitably leads to the mode of passion. Makes sense? So you cannot stay in one mode for a long time. It's very difficult. You'll see in the next, we'll see in the almost at the end of this chapter, you will see that during the entire day, different modes have to compete with each other. Oh, I'll be the top. I'll be the top. There's a competition between the modes. This is one day itself. So one cannot be in the same mode. So Sattva Gun in this world, so one person, you cannot say a person is only in Sattva Gun in the world. No. It's always a mixture. They may have predominantly they in one particular mode, but always mix with other modes, the other two, right? So in the mode of goodness, there is attachment to happiness and knowledge. And this happiness and attachment to this happiness and knowledge is what brings them again, binds them into the world, as Rasha mentioned. Does it make sense? The Buddha says in purport itself, same thing he's saying.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
When in the first line, when it said the mode of goodness being purer than others,
Mhm.
how does Krishna uh, quantify, or what metric says that you're purer than others?
Pure, when you say purer, it's always
In what
comparative.
way? In what way purer? I mean,
Compared to Rajogun and Tamogun.
okay.
So it's comparative. Purer is comparative degree, right? That means it's
Yeah,
comparing someone. So it's
okay.
Rajogun and Tamogun, which will come in the next two verses will come. So Krishna will
Okay.
describe the quality modes in three successive verses in that way. Make sense? Okay. Any other questions, anyone, or anything else?
Prabhu, so a person
Yes.
is not born into any particular material mode, right? As soon as he is born, he comes in contact with all the three modes, and then based on his previous vasanas, impressions, he has created a particular. How?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also the current one also, but predominantly the previous impressions have big
Okay.
impact, and the current environment also adds on top of it, or it can aid.
Aid.
For
Yeah.
example, someone is in a very different mode. This is Satyam, for example, very strong power. I mean, force of Satyam, but is born in a family where the Tamogun is more prominent.
Mm.
Either Tamogun can overpower, or the person will do something to get off this particular mode or environment. Does that make sense? Depending
Yeah.
on the degree of how much the person is in the mode, the power person can leave also to find association of people in Sattva.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If it's not strong enough, it can be overpowered also. As I mentioned, no one is pure in one mode. It's always mixed, depending on what is more predominant. Okay.
Yeah. And also when you have to should the Vishuddha
Sattva.
Tattva. So
Hmm.
when you get there, it's not like an ascending ladder, right? We've seen very rare cases like Mrigari the hunter who was very much in Tamogun, and then he immediately got the association Narada Muni. He went into, can we say he achieved Vishuddha Sattva
Yeah,
Prabhu?
Vishuddha Sattva is basically beyond the three modes. Traigunya,
Yeah,
Vishaya, Veda, Nistraigurno, Bhavarjuna.
Baba Arjuna. Yeah. But it's not
So,
a rule that only after going to Sattva you can actually reach this
no,
Vishuddha
that is the best platform.
platform. Yeah. Okay.
And also, depending on what kind of association you get, if you have a very powerful association, people can move in Tamogundu beyond.
Right.
Okay. But if the person is, depending on, let's say, I'm doing Bhakti, like, if person is still very initial nascent stage of Bhakti, person is doing and says, oh, please take Bhagavata, please. The person may talk to the person, but it may not have an effect. That
Yeah.
makes sense?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Depending on the purity of the person, the other person also,
Mm-hmm.
it can have effect. To degree the person is pure in talking about Krishna, to that degree, the person listening on the other side will get affected.
Mm-hmm.
Nadmuni
Yeah.
is there. So he can immediately make changes. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Any other questions? Anything else? Before we move to next verse? Okay. So before that, so thing which for us in this context is Krishna is saying to Arjuna, "Oh Arjun, do not get caught up in this. Do not accept impurity in the form of misconception. So because of this misting kind of I'm happy, I'm learned. What is binding? Attachment to happiness and knowledge, and think, okay, I'm happy, I'm learned. So that I becomes very permanent, the false ego, right? So because of this attachment to happiness and knowledge, the jiva or the living entity develops a misconception of himself or herself, right? Okay, I'm happy. So that misconception is there. False ego binds him. So that false ego, even though it's a mode of goodness, that binds him. So Arjuna, Krishna says, Arjuna, oh Arjun, do not accept impurity of misconception of I'm happy, I'm learned. Do not do that. Even the person of goodness. Do not do that. Or do not have that. He doesn't have that in place, but he's just telling to Arjuna, to us. Do not become attached to happiness. And do not become attached to knowledge. Why is that? So let me know if you're going over here is too much. Let me know, okay? So in the Yoga Sutras, there's a different Yoga Sutras. There's Patanjali Muni. We have Ramdeva Patanjali, the original Patanjali Muni, Yoga Sutras. He says that even if you're happy or whatever it is, happiness, experiencing distress or happiness, whatever it is, it finally leads to distress. Why is that? He says anything experienced in the world can be categorized into three categories. It's called Parinam Dukkha, Tap Dukkha, and Samskara Dukkha. Okay, I'll explain what that means. Parinam Dukkha means you enjoy something, or you accept something you are having, but enjoying, or you think you enjoy, whatever, right? But at some point of time, because it cannot exist for long, right? Nothing exists for long. So that enjoyment itself becomes distressful. For example, let's say a person is marrying, for example, uh, beautiful spouse. Person marry, oh wow, beautiful, with handsome, very nice. But as Parinam, what happens as years go by, person start degrading, everything will happen. So many things happen. That leads to distress. Then because nothing stays as it is in material world, the transformation will lead to distress. Tapaduk is while enjoying. They say you are eating gulab jamun. All the while you have you're on sugar boundary, you're saying, "Khao kya? Ek khao." Okay, will be sugar. You're while enjoying, you're feeling distressed about what will happen in the future. One is at the end, you feel distress, parinam. Tapaduk is while enjoying, you're experiencing misery. One may say, no, I have a lot of money in pension, yeah, there's no parinam duk. I'm not while enjoying, I'm very happy. I'm not worried about anything. I have healthy body, everything is fine. So I'm not affected by parinam dukha or tapa dukha. Patanjali says, don't worry, the other third dukha. Because samsara dukha. Samsara is samskara dukha. Samskara dukha is when we enjoy, when we feel happy or anything in this world, there's an impression of happiness in the mind. Okay? But distress also, happiness also. Now in the next life, this impression is going to go with us. In the next life also, when you get a body, when we don't get that happiness in the next life, we become distressed because we are used to that happiness. So let's say you're enjoying this life very nicely, very nicely, So a lot of happiness impression is there. Next life, person will be born in a very, destitute condition. Person will become extremely, why? I have all this, why am I not able to get this? That distress will be affected on the particular person because the person has the samskara of happiness in previous life. Does it make sense? Whatever we enjoy, whatever we think, it will eventually lead to distress in one point or other. That's why Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, यही संस्पर्श जब होगा दुख
Dukkha
योग
yona
एवते.
mati.
Womb of misery. Does that make sense?
Prabhu,
Even then,
Parinam Dukkha, second one, what did you say, Prabhu?
parinam dukha, tap dukha, and samskar dukha.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
These are so attachment to knowledge also. These are getting positive impressions in the body, in the mind, and this will lead to misery later. Still binding. Okay. Sorry, it's not over the time now, but hopefully this helps put light on this. Okay, we go once, twice, thrice. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So in this, altogether, what we have to understand is if there is happiness, there is sadness too. So we should be able to go through it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because right, what is the verse? Sitosha sukha dukkhada. Agama payano nityastam tishtava. Second chapter, Krishna says that as season comes and goes, summer, winter, aega. Without even asking, we'll get happiness. Without even asking, we'll get sadness. Distress also.
Okay. If we are born to this world, we have to.
Nahi, wo aega.
Okay.
Based on will come and go. No one they said anyone asked for. I wish I could get a disease. No one asked for. Do you get it? You get happiness, but after distress, you can happiness again. It'll go for how long duration that will change. Will come and go. So Krishna is saying so a sober person does not dwell too much because what is coming now will go and then happiness will come again. And after that, so it will go up and down. So Krishna is saying, expect distress if you're happy, and expect
Okay.
happiness when you're distressed. So it's like when you walk in a boxing match, you're expecting a punch from the other boxer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're prepared for it. Aega. You're bracing for it. You might get hit also, but you know it's coming.
Okay.
Let's say you're walking on the road, nicely you're walking, and someone comes and hits on the face immediately. The same intensity as the other boxer is hitting. What would you think? What do you think? Which scenario will feel more pain?
When we are not unexpected ones.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
See, if you think अरे happy हाँ happy से चल रहा है तो बढ़िया है क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है why everything is fine अरे क्या बात and suddenly something comes अरे क्या हो गया what happened अरे भाई see तो but this world we expect आएगा be ready for it if you anticipate be ready for it you can face it much more in a much sober way in a nice way than being ignorant that कुछ नहीं होगा सब चल जाएगा does it make sense
Yes. And I have one more question, Gauri.
yes
You spoke about the samskara dukkha, right? So,
Mhm.
if in this life we are having a happy, always happiness, and we are always behind happiness, and that leaves an impression on us. And after
Mhm.
death, if we are going for another birth, you said it may lead to distress.
Mhm.
So, I heard it from somewhere. Then, while at the time of death,
Mhm.
whatever is in whatever in our mind, that becomes our karmic cycle for the next birth. So is it
Okay.
something related? So if when one is dying in like they won't know they are happy and without knowing just they just died.
Mhm.
So how is that connected? And when next birth, that one
Hmm.
person who died out of happiness will lead to distress.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah.
the was talking right. The was talking about what we think about at the time of death. Blood attain is
Mm-hmm.
called is in chapter number 8. Antakale cha maviva no yam yam vyapi param bhavam tajitante kalevaram. Eighth chapter.
Okay.
So that is one, but it's not just at time of death. It's to the entire life what we cultivate. So when
Okay.
you're it's called um, it's called sanchit karma. So in the sense that you okay, I'll just say it. This is called I've heard the term aprarabdha karma, prarabdham. Malam you heard it, prarabdham. Prarabdha. You've heard the term?
Prarabdha. Okay.
Have you heard the term before? Or
Ah,
no?
yeah. Prarabdham we say.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This prarabdha, this aprarabdha, this sanchit or kriyaman karma. I'll explain what it means. So aprarabdha is like a big grain of a stock of you could say grain house. We have tons and tons of grains. Okay,
Mm.
in stock. That is your aprabdha karma is there. Which means that you take some portion of karma in this
Okay.
life. This
Mm.
body is a result of prarabdha karma. So there is a portion of that prarabdha karma which will you will face or which you will experience in this life. That's called prarabdha karma.
Okay.
Okay? And while going through this life, you're doing actions and that will accumulate more karma. It's called kriyaman karma. While doing kriya, you're accumulating more karma. Okay? That
Okay.
makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
So this kriyaman karma and aprarabdha karma both gets in a nice polynomial function, whatever function, and gives rise to the next life. It's not just a time of death. It's
Okay.
what you did throughout the life, what kind of life you led,
Mm.
what all the things you did, don't what did you didn't whatever it is, all these things come into play, and the body is kind of decide moment you are about to leave the body, it can decide ये मिलने वाला है इसको. It can decide it already.
Okay. Okay.
This is what you did or not, did not do. Does
Okay.
that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So the next verse, okay? Would you like to read the next verse?
You can read, bro.
Okay, thank you. Seventh verse, yeah.
चोरागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम् तन्निबध्नति कौन्तेय कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम्. Synonyms: Rajah, the mode of passion. Ragatmakam, born of desire or lust. Vidhi, no. Trishna, with hankering. Sangha, association. Samudbhavam, produced of. Tat, that. Nibadnati, binds. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Karma Sangena, by association with fruitive activity. Dehinam, the embodied. Translation: the mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. The mode of passion is characterized by the attraction between man and woman. Woman has attraction for man, man has attraction for woman. This is called the mode of passion. And when the mode of passion is increased, one develops hankering for material enjoyment. He wants to increase sense gratification. For sense gratification, a man in the mode of passion wants some honor in society or in the nation, and he wants to have a happy family with nice children, wife, and house. These are the products of the mode of passion. As long as one is hankering after these things, he has to work very hard. Therefore, it is clearly stated here that he becomes associated with the fruits of his activities and thus becomes bound by such activities. In order to please his wife, children, and society, and to keep up his prestige, one has to work. Therefore, the whole material world is more or less in the mode of passion. Modern civilization is considered to be advanced in the standard of the mode of passion. Formerly, the advanced condition was considered to be the mode of goodness. If there is no liberation for those in the mode of goodness, what to speak of those who are entangled in the mode of passion?
Right. Wonderful. Okay. Any sharings, anyone? Anything left to share?
There is like the traditional American motto, right, bro? God, family, and country.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
I know even though it mentions God in there, there is a very strict, very encouraging guidance towards you have to family above everything, country probably these days that is also not happening.
Mm.
But then work hard, live the
Mm.
American dream.
Yeah.
It's propagated in all of our textbooks, learnings. You work hard, you'll achieve
Yeah.
what you need. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rajugun. That's Rajugun. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. So, Lakshmi, want to say something?
Prabhuji, I was about to say that he is referring to Rajogunam, which is making one person having that attachment towards the material desires
Mm-hmm.
and working for the family and result oriented ones. And
Mm-hmm.
whatever we do, we need results, and we get we will become blind towards that results, and we
Mm-hmm.
will hard for maybe achieving more of that, and
Mm-hmm.
forget what is actually what we are supposed to do for liberation. And
Mm-hmm.
we just go behind all that money and whatever thing that we are materially desiring for.
Yes. Yes. And if you see, that is that is the most predominant thinking in the world right now.
That's true.
There's more predominant. So the earthly planet is most of them and Rajogun. Rajogun. Okay, okay. Sorry, yeah, please, you want to share anything?
All the Mayavadi doctrines and Buddhism, they all look at the fantasies of Rajoguna and only say just renounce everything. Like Prabhu, like
Renouncing is not part of Rajogun.
yeah, no, like you see, I mean, they see how people are stuck in Rajogun, right? Wanting to, uh, live for the family, for wife and children. The man works very hard, comes back home, and
Mm-hmm.
only to get, I don't know, I've seen in many Prabhupada's purports where only to get disrespected by the same children. And yeah, it's a very, what's the word? Vicious thing
Mm-hmm.
that people fall for, right? And it's very eye-opening, Prabhu.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. B- Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
Prabhu.
you. Yeah. Let's try to share. Once,
Prabhu,
twice.
what are we discussing, Prabhu? What was the question? I missed the question.
No, so we read the purport and the
Yes.
verse in the purport. So this verse talks about the
Rajoguna.
qualities or the characteristics of mode of passion.
Yeah.
And it might, so yeah, so after reading the purport, so I'm asking, so what do you want to share? Anyone want to share anything after reading the purport?
Okay.
What do you want?
I'll listen, Prabhu. I read the purport, but I didn't, what do you say? I didn't internalize to say
No,
something
no
after.
problem, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so we'll go ahead. So this verse says, Rajo Ragatmakam Vidhi. Know that Rajagun is Raga Atmakam. Raga Atmakam means being. Is of Rag matlab kya hai? Color. One means rose color. And other rag is attachment. But rag is color, colored, you could say. Other means attachment. And this raga or Rajogun or desire is born from what? Trishna Sangha Samudbhavam. Samudbhavam means arising from Trishna and Sangha. We'll talk about that. And by being in this, whatever tam tan nibadhnati, the previous word also had nibadhnati. Kaunti or Kaunti, by this they're bound. Bound to what? Karma sangena, for doing karma activities, food activities. So basically, what has been talked about is the previous word was used nirmala, pure. This word here is used rag, colored. The distinction right there. Nirmal and rag, colored. Pure था ये तो कलर थोड़ा impedance आ गया comparatively. ठीक है? So now a person in mode of passion, they see everything colored based on what they desire. If you put a red tinted glass, you'll say everything is red. So they see everything through their version of desire, their version. Okay, it's most very subjective. So they see everything as colored by their unlimited desires. And they have Trishna and Sangha, thirst or hankering for enjoyment. So now what happens is, oh, sorry, yeah. So now what happens is, this when one does not obtain one's desired object, what happens then? Michi, you say you want something, but you don't get it. What happens then? Intense desire, Trishna happens, thirst. चाहिए मेरे को चाहिए what to do I want it कर दिखाना है कुछ okay Trishna thirst or desire intense desire and when one obtains it then there's attachment Sangha Rajagun give rise to these two Trishna and Sangha and by this Rajagun binds the person because by attachment to actions So they attach to actions which will give them what they want, Trishna and Sangha, for present or future goals. Future में कुछ चाहिए, अभी कुछ चाहिए, and they have मुझे चाहिए what to do, and for that they start doing things because they're blinded by or having the intense desire and thirst to obtain things what they want. Okay, and attachment to action arises with desire. So more desire, Trishna and Sangha you have, the more you will dive into actions to fulfill those. Does it make sense? So Rag, Sattvagun is Nirmalata, pure, where there is attachment to happiness and knowledge. Okay? Here, they're more into more passion driven. Karna, I want this, I want the whatever they have to do. They're more into that. Okay? And for that, they will do whatever it takes to fulfill it. Okay? Whatever activities they require to get those things. Is this clear? That if you see in Bhagavad Gita 3.37, the Vibhuti verse, Krishna says, Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhava. Kama Esha and Krodha Esha Rajo Guna. From Rajogun, what happens? Kama Esha and Krodha develops. Kama is intense desire. And nahi mila to angry. Anger. Okay? Does it make sense? Any questions so far?
Yes, this makes sense from point.
Yeah, thank you.
Prabhu,
Again, so yeah, go ahead.
when we are talking about the modes of material nature,
Mhm.
I think we are not criticizing anything, right? This is a matter of fact. This is
This is for one's own
there,
self introspection.
yeah,
Yeah.
and one's own self introspection for the express purposes of spiritual realization.
Yes. So this is like to go somewhere, you need to where you are first.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
जीप से पता ही हम किधर जाएंगे इधर नहीं. So it's like so I think Jatish has a very nice one-liner. Don't focus on others' karma. Focus your own dharma.
Hmm.
तो कर ऐसे बिकॉज तुम रजोगुण में हो, तो सत्वगुण में अरे वो गया तेल लेने. Where are you? Right? Where am I or where am I? It's more for so it can it's very nice, very nicely pointed. This it's very easy to use this for judgment purposes. Take frame and on everyone, but it's as I politely pointed out, it's for one. So where are we in this ladder, whatever, right? हम हमारी प्रवृत्ति जो है where is our consciousness predominantly? Does it match with what I am feeling most of the time, all the time, whatever it is? If yes, I need to go somewhere higher up. Okay? So this is how Gita is talking about. Yeah, but very nice point. Thanks so much, Vivek. Very nicely. Thank you for bringing this point. Very apt. This point.
Should we shame ourselves because we are in a certain mode?
No, it's not for shaming, but having the humility to realize where we are and then seek help.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Shame मतलब shame करके वही we're still in the same place, if not lower. Some people do it, but then if they're really
Some
desirous of
people are
going forward,
content.
हाँ है ना बस मेरे क्या पता happy. Right? So there are two people in a class. There are the two kinds of people who are always happy. जो सब पढ़ चुके हैं और ये कुछ नहीं पढ़ा है. The problem comes बीच में ना हो गए. That's the problem. It's such. That makes sense. बंद को बता दे.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
people अरे यार हम तो यार क्या होता है pass before the exam they're in movie theater. Okay, they're happy, right? So the people like that as you mentioned, but we shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be like the backbenchers. And we should be happy to try the French. We should have a desire to progress in spiritual life, right? लेकिन वो progress में we may not be there at that particular high level. So let's start from where we are. If it means going to mode of goodness in first, okay, so be it. Let's try that first. Because mode of goodness can give us nice jumping board to go. Even the bhakti is not dependent on any of these modes, but it's very conducive to that.
Thank you for
Okay? Yeah, thanks so much, Vivek. Honestly. Yeah. Any other reflection, anything you'd like to share?
That was wonderful, Prabhu. Like, don't shame yourself, but have the humility to
Yeah.
identify where you are and seek help.
Yeah, it
Right.
takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot
Yeah.
of willpower, courage to seek help.
Mm.
It's not person of weak will cannot do it. It's strong.
It's going against your own false
Yeah,
ego.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. False के हम क्यों नीचे दिखाए किसी को यार मेरा
millions of lifetimes of conditioning also.
sorry?
Millions of lifetimes of conditioning
Yeah,
also.
absolutely. Right? So we're trying to flow against the current.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next. So again, as I mentioned, did I mention here? कितना और mention किया मैंने? No, I think I mentioned
You
scientific
talked about the
concept.
current in this one only.
No, not a current. So what I mentioned was I mentioned in the scientific class in temple here. What I meant was there should be at least one person.
You should
At
share
least,
things with.
yeah,
Here only, last class only. You did.
okay. There should be one, at least one, by whom you can reveal your heart to. That
So
person,
वरे स्निग्धा and सजाती है.
yes, Swajatiya, Ashaya, Snigdhe, Sadhu Sangha, Sutovare. Right? Yeah. Swajatiya means like-minded. Like-minded here in the sense, the person should have the same type of desire to see me grow also. Okay?
Well wisher.
Well-wisher. I see the affection also. So affection, Snigdhe, affection. हाँ क्या हुआ बताओ क्या rest so that affection that mutual thing should be there that person should be senior
सतोवरी.
तो हो रही दोनों सेम बेटे हैं भैया हाँ भाई आरसीजी में भी आरसीजी में करे क्या क्या खड़े कुछ कुछ होने वाला वही पड़े रहेंगे तो you should be something senior right so that should be there at least one person should be there
Prabhu,
yes
it's written here modern civilization is considered to be advanced in the standard of the mode of passion. That means right now, pretty much everybody is in Rajoguna.
yeah
But when they're saying formerly, they mean what?
the
What time?
previous age or
Yoga.
Vedic lifestyle according to Vedic lifestyle the previous ages they were more of goodness.
Pretty much everybody was in mode of goodness.
Yeah, advancement was more how are you progressing spiritually or how are you developing those attitudes of Sattva-guna. That was the indication of your progress.
Right.
Not क्या दिखाकर दिखाएंगे. No, that is not the case.
Okay. Mm.
We should see in the the effects of or the characters of Kali Yuga, 12th canto, first, second, third chapter. Most of them you can see right here, you can see right now. Many of the things. So, yeah.
Right. Thank you, Prabhu.
There's also reference to Abraham Lincoln there. Hari bol, Prabhu.
There, the
Farmer current rules there.
Bhagavatam has Chandragupta Maurya, Chanakya.
Chandragupta Maurya. Yeah.
The reference for them also is there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's so amazing, right? Bhagavatam was written so many years,
Yeah.
yugas back, and then everything is predicted correctly there.
Yeah.
Jai.
Any other question? Anything else?
Yeah,
Yes.
just to what Ramya just said right now,
Mhm.
formally It means that it does talk about Satyuga and Treta Yuga, right?
Yes, as the ages progress,
Yeah.
the demeanor kind of changes, starts changing. Many things happen. So this again mentioned the 12th canto said is mentioned many times, very nicely. But actually the Vedic, you could say, metric system, metrics you could say, right? This metric, run the metrics, right? It's not what you achieve was the predominant criteria. It's how you develop internally qualities. Make sense? So
Yeah.
it's many more sattva activities or sattva qualities. If you develop those, you are considered advanced, right? But वो तो opposite है अभी यहाँ पे. To what you did, the more you show what you did, even if you're not actually done it, मतलब हाँ बढ़िया आदमी है, एकदम बढ़िया person एकदम. So it's more external, internal. So that's why this character is not part of uh, curriculum. Character development, it's not part of curriculum. कब देखा character development सुना है कभी स्कूल में?
Yeah.
How to build your character, syllabus
Yeah.
कुछ है? मैं तो at this I'm not I'm not part of
Personality development.
personality development. Personality मत क्या है personality में? Be confident, दिखा दो, कर दिखाओ. Be confident, ये करो, ये करो. Character is a bit different than personality. So this is the way saying, right?
Character is what you do when there is no one else around you.
When no one sees, it's no one else, and what goes in the mind, that's the character. When everything's stripped from you, what upadhis, everything's stripped away from you, what is bare bones, what you have, how you react, how you respond, that shows a character. Yes, some Phadinga putting all these nice decorations, no, that is not character, that doesn't show character. Take everything away. Nanga khada kar do pura. And what is remaining? Person behaves that's character. The person, that's your person show character. Or when you're alone, what do you do? Character बाहर आएगा. Right? So it says when wealth is lost, nothing is lost. तो क्या था भाई? When
If health is no, if
lost
wealth is
something is
lost, something is lost. If character is lost, I forgot.
everything is lost.
Yeah.
Nothing was. So character. The character was very Vriksha, thanks Sunji. Characters was very, very important part in developing. Okay. Any other question? Anything else?
Prabhuji. Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Pranam.
Sorry, I missed
Nothing,
most
nothing.
part of the first part of the class. Which verse were you discussing, Prabhuji? And
My
then
seventh verse, Mataji.
seventh?
Yeah, 14.7.
14.7.
Talking about the qualities or characteristic of Rajogun.
Okay, and then what were you saying about heart-to-heart association? I'm just joined at that time. Can you please, if you don't mind, repeat those
Heart to
things?
heart association. Oh, I think it meant this. So I'm saying we should have one person at least whom we can reveal our heart to, asking for help, asking for guidance. At least one should be this one person. Okay, multiple, at least one person should be there. You can reveal your heart to where the person does not judge you. Person should not be non-judgmental. Should be actually invested in your progress. Should have affection for you. Right? And should be senior than you. So these are the three characteristic qualities of sadhu sangha. They should one sadhu in your life whom we can talk to. Not that तो अपना कर रहे हैं हम, yeah, I'm doing. No, you need guidance. Every person is different. You can give something sitting on the passage, something on the stage. You can say something, ऐसा करो. But again, I mentioned when you say something from a stage, you have to adhere to the lowest common denominator. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That cannot be, everyone is in different levels. So what's the least common multiple or what common denominator, right? It has to at least mochi because people different levels. So then for a person for mainly क्या can you give me okay that is base mainly क्या ऐसा कोई टेलर मेड थोड़ा ऐसा ऊपर नीचे ऐसा थोड़ा specific what should I do? Then for that the person has to know you and the relation has to be there. But now you will be like in a broad way you don't know where exactly you're going. सब जा रहे हैं हम भी जा रहे हैं. Does it make sense, Mati?
Yeah.
This one person.
So, but then if the association, if the whatever sadhu sangha association is, if it's not that uh, close by, meaning it's not easily accessible, meaning we meet them once in a while or something like that, it's not regular, then how do we reconcile that?
So previously the Shishya used to be close to the disciple, right? So
Right.
that's there. But
The
now
Gurukul
totally,
system. Yeah.
yeah, now
Yeah.
it's not there. So what one can do is if you can access that particular person regularly, more than happy, but more than good. If not, try to accumulate whatever questions, whatever things you have. And when you go in person, you ask the questions so that till the next time you meet, you have something to think on, contemplate on, and do it.
And
Do the
implement it.
instruction.
Yeah, and implement it.
That is our next step, the
Okay.
next best level.
Okay.
But if you're someone who needs kind of constant guidance, then along with them, if you can ask them who else can I talk to in the meantime, if you need immediate question, if you're not available, is there someone who would not as a replacement for of you, but immediate some questions, a small question, is there someone who can take guidance or ask questions from? Can you recommend someone? You can do that. Not as a replacement for that particular person. But then, okay, for some type of question, you can talk to that person. How we कर सकते हैं? They can do. But after many time, you can ask me. But in the meantime, you can ask that particular person something. That can also happen. But again, you take the permission or ask the person who are actually you are taking guidance from. Sincerely, ऐसा not ऐसा नहीं कि इसको पूछ लेते चलो. ऐसा नहीं. With this desire, oh, this person can guide me.
Yeah.
A person is serious can guide me. I will take guidance. If it's seriousness, it should be there. It should be loose, frivolous. Serious. पूछना है. So for that, one has to be serious about this path. अरे हाँ ये path बराबर है.
Yeah.
And about the goal. So it's like prereq has to be there. Based on your निष्ठा, your conviction, करना है, ये करना है, तो कैसे करना है, किसको पूछे. Remember that it goes successive stages. Did you hear?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. that relationship needs to be established.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes.
Anything else you share? Next verse. Once, twice. Okay, next verse. It is 14.8. The characteristic of Tamogun. Okay. Will you read the verse?
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you.
तमस्त्वज्ञानजं वित्ति मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमादालस्य निद्रापि स्तनिप्तनादि भारत. Synonyms: tama, the mode of ignorance; tu, but; ajnanam, produced of ignorance; vidhi, no; mohanam, the delusion; sarvadehinam, of all embodied beings; pramada, with madness; alasya, indolence; nirbhadrabhi, and sleep; tat, that; nibandhanadi, binds; bharata, O son of Bharata. Translation: O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul. Purport. In this verse, the specific application of the word tu is very significant. This means that the mode of ignorance is a very peculiar qualification of the embodied soul. The mode of ignorance is just the opposite of the mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, by development of knowledge, one can understand what is what, but the mode of ignorance is just the opposite. Everyone under the spell of this mode of ignorance becomes mad, and a madman cannot understand what is what. Instead of making advancement, one becomes degraded. The definition of the mode of ignorance is started in the Vedic literature. Vastu yatatmya jnana jnana nar, nara, narvarakam. Viparya jnana janagam tama. Under the spell of ignorance, one cannot understand a thing as it is. For example, everyone can see that his grandfather has died, and therefore he will also die. Man is mortal. The children that he conceives also will also die. So death is sure. Still, people are madly accumulating money and working very hard all day and night, not caring for the eternal spirit. This is madness. In their madness, they are very reluctant to make advancement in spiritual understanding. Such people are very lazy when they are invited to associate for spiritual understanding. They are not much interested. They are not even active like the man who is controlled by the mode of passion. Thus, another symptom of one embodied in the mode of ignorance is that he sleeps more than is required. 6 hours of sleep is sufficient, but a man in the mode of ignorance sleeps at least 10 or 12 hours a day. Such a man appears to be always dejected and is addicted to intoxicants and sleeping. These are the symptoms of a person conditioned by the mode of ignorance.
Hey, thank you so much. Very nice. Okay. Any sharing, anyone? No.
No, when it comes to animals, right? Like some animals are in the mode of tamogun, or all of, what about plants?
The Motamogun.
Tamogun, right? Okay. All animals are in the um, state of tamogun only, or like,
No.
you know,
Cows in
see,
Motamogun.
cows. Yeah, okay. Based on what they eat and everything.
Yeah, different again. Yeah. How they are.
Okay, fine.
With Vedic traditions to eat meat, everything just Tamogun.
Animals.
But then they are not, um, they cannot change that.
Right. So how?
That's it. They cannot change their mode. Unlike we, who have the ability, who can change. Tiger will never say, आज घास खाने का मन कर रहा है क्यों मार रहे हैं उन लोगों को Tiger won't ever say that.
You can't do Ekadashi.
ये एकादशी एकादशी
When it's someone like, yeah, Chakni Mahaprabhu comes and delivers them in the forest.
That's a totally different case
Yeah.
altogether. But in general, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is possible that even animals we've seen in multiple places, right, where they come into contact with pious beings.
Yeah. But it's like an exception. For example, in Kerala, like Guruvayur Keshavan, if you don't know Guruvayur,
Yeah.
the elephant, like Guruvayur Keshavan is very amazing story. Amazing story. So, I'm saying, yeah, it's like exception. So, exceptions
It's not
cannot,
the norm. Yeah.
no, cannot be the rule. They can be there, yeah. But in general, it doesn't happen like that. Yeah.
So, Prabhu, this verse is just telling what people in Tamogun do.
Yeah, what the characteristics are. Then later, Krishna will explain what is eating in the mode of these three modes, what is austerity in these three modes. Makes sense? So this is more general classification. Now specific to different actions, Krishna will talk about these three modes later in 17th chapter. 17th chapter. These are general characteristics. person or anyone in the mode of ignorance. General characteristics.
So here they're saying 6 hours of sleep is sufficient.
So
But
again, let's say, for example, let's say it depends on person to person, but there is the tendency to sleep lays around, sleepy any person.
okay.
The person live to sleep. They don't sleep to live. मैं बस सोना है बस यार भैया एक गद्दी डाल just put one bed I'll just sleep there.
So these are all Prabhu who in Tamagun.
Tamagun. So when you sleep, let's say when you sleep and you get up, you're considered unclean.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
Oh, is it because we have entered this Tamagun state?
Tamagun, exactly. So you take bath before you do anything you do. Not for chanting, but any vigorous seva you. You're shuchi. You're ashuchi.
Right.
So technically speaking, बंद कर बेटा ये बंद कर बेटा so you're technically you're not supposed to when if you see a traditional when you do any puja archana they'll not even sit after you take a bath they'll not even sit on the bed you sleep.
Yeah.
Let me explain that to you. Because that person it becomes ashuchi. Okay? So it's tamogun. Sleep. Too much sleep. Yeah.
We can show this verse to everyone who we feel are in Tamagun.
And the best sorry, you must show the verse.
We can show this verse to everyone we feel who are doing this.
Again, it's very, very enticing. Very enticing. But the problem is it's for us, not for them.
Zero judgment.
I have so many people whom I can show this verse.
Let's say you show this to them, right?
I show this to my brother only. Started.
But show it to them. They will say, हाँ तो तमोगुण में है ठीक है. For them doesn't matter. Remember, I told people are very happy. क्योंकि पूरा पढ़ चुका है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. हाँ तो speak it. ठीक है. So even if you show them, most likely they won't be any effect.
Yeah.
Most likely they might be, but तो क्यों करना बात करना टाइम? Just try to be in such a condition that we are not in this mode. Of course, when we sleep at night, we're in the mogun. That's why morning before Brahma Muhurta, before sunrise is Sattvagun, predominant Sattvagun. As sun rises, Rajogun starts. As evening progresses, Tamagun starts beginning again. So during the day itself, we have three. And night is the peak of Tamagun. So we sleep, we're in Tamagun when you sleep.
Yeah, Nisha Sarvabhutani.
So that's why they say that asuras will be roaming around in the night time.
Yeah. Tamagun, yes. But then we say Lord Shiva also, Lord Shiva is not in Tamagun. But in general, yes. Asuras at Tamagun. And the sleep itself is in Tamagun because that is where indolence, lazy, so many things happen. We forget. When you deep sleep, we forget ourselves. At the very, the different levels of sleep, Shushupti, everything, and we forget ourselves. Forgetting ourselves is part of Tamogun. We don't know ourselves itself.
The consciousness is out of our body.
Out of the body, or is totally you don't you're not cognizant of yourself doing the body.
It's a non-alcoholic alcohol.
Sorry?
You're making it sound like it's the non-alcoholics alcohol.
No. What I'm saying is that is these are all. So even though when we sleep, we also have tamogun. But we also have when we are under the shelter of tamogun during that time. This sleep is required, but that should not be the sole motive. Does it make sense? Sleep is required for the body. So whatever helps keep the body proper, healthy, for what? Not for enjoying Bhavan service. That should be done. Does it make sense?
That's Prabhu.
Yeah. So the goal should be, if the goal is fixed, बाकी सब अपना place में आ जाएगा. वरना if it's a moving target, we also keep moving. Any other question? Anything else? Share before we start discussing.
Prabhuji, there is a verse in that purport mentioned, right? Vastu yadatmya
Vastu yathatmya jnanavarakam.
viparyaya jnana janagam tama. So what does
Jnana
it mean?
janakam. So vastu yathatmya. Vastu yathatmya means the actual thing. Okay. Jnana avarakam. Avarakam means covered. So when one cannot understand vastu yathatmya jnana avarakam, when you don't understand what it is exactly, viparya jnana. This is opposite to jnana. Jnana means knowing what it is, knowing what is, right? But vastu yathatmya jnana avarakam, but not even understanding what the thing is. Does that make sense? So even if you see something, let's say, uh, someone has drank alcohol, for example. Okay, person is seeing a rope, but सांप क्या कर रहा है यहाँ पे है? That makes sense? Just example. The person is see a rope, but thinking, what is this snake doing in front of me? So at the bout of ignorance, you don't know what is what. वस्तु यथार्थ में ज्ञान अवरकम. विपर्य ज्ञान is opposite of ज्ञान. Does it make sense?
Okay, doing something what is opposite of jnanam, is that something that is mentioned in that verse?
Or that which, yes. So if you see here, which causes ignorance. It's ignorance. Ignorance is what? Opposite of knowledge,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So if
right.
you
Yeah.
see here, this verse, if you see here, it says, where you go? It says pramada, right? Pramada is madness, which is opposes goodness.
Okay.
Okay. Then it says alasya, indolence, laziness, which is opposite of passion. Passion means what? कर दिखाना. Lazy नहीं कर रहे हैं, alasya. Then you
Yes.
see nidrabhi, sleep.
Sleep.
It opposes both goodness and passion. So
Uh,
this is, if you say, let's say, if it's the word, Krishna did not use the word tu. Tu means but. Krishna did not use the word tu for Rajogun. He says Sattvagun, Rajogun, but Tamogun. That means he's making a distinction between Rajogun, he's putting Sattvagun and Rajogun in one bucket and Tamogun in another bucket. That makes sense?
yes, Prabhuji, got it.
Yeah. So Krishna is saying that Tamogun bhaiya ek alag category ka hai, which opposes both of this other category. Sattva and Rajas. Both.
Okay, Prabhuji, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjay. Any other question? Anything? No, spice. Okay. This cool verse. It says, Tamastu ajnanajam vidhi. So, from ignorance, uh, yeah, from ignorance, or from tamogun comes ignorance. Okay, tamogun is source, and from tamogun comes ignorance. Okay, vidhi, know that from tamogun comes ignorance, and mohanam, delusion, or confusion, or error. Sarvadehinam, all good beings who are in this mode, they get ignorant, or they develop ignorance, they get deluded. Pramada alasya nidravihi. They are prone, or they are affected by pramad, means madness. Alasya means lazy. Nidravihi, sleep. Okay. Tan nibadnati bharata. Again, the word nibadnati is bounds the living entity. Okay. So ignorance, this delusion, this madness, this lazy, and this okay, this sleep. Okay. So we are saying here there is ignorance has lack of activity. They won't do anything. People are very lazy. They don't want too much activity. Nothing. Relax करना है बस टेंशन लेने का नहीं कुछ. Right? So such people, they don't even have the urge to inquire for hey क्या करना क्या है जीवन में. That makes sense? Or they may inquire करना क्या है जीवन में, कुछ नहीं करना है, पीना है बस. So it's like totally different. They are on a total different side of the spectrum. right? So tamogun is something which one should never be. Here, it also includes people who eat meat. Interesting, they all come into mode of. This will come. Krishna will talk about later. Krishna will talk about in the eating aspect. Krishna talk about how what are the characteristics of what is tamogun in eating. Krishna will talk about that in 17th chapter. आएगा, right? So these are general indications of a person in tamogun, and this mode of ignorance is just the opposite of mode of goodness. So mode of goodness is development of knowledge, right? Yes, Bhavati, please go ahead.
Yeah, just to add to that point, if we go to
Mhm.
downtown Portland, we'll see plenty of Tamagun people.
Yeah, there.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, basically addictions and all the delusions and manic people from the medical standpoint.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And also, this is a person supposed to say bhakti, but they're attached to sleep. सोना है lazy यार, भक्ति chanting बाद में करेंगे यार, छोड़े, sleep. That's not sleep. The person is also supposed to they try to perform bhakti, but they are also very predominant by mode of ignorance, the sleep, the laziness. If you're not uh, eager to do activity or sadhana, they also get affected by mode of ignorance. So we should not try to be uh, affected by that. Laziness, mode of ignorance, as Krishna in a different bracket, it can have a big effect on our life. So we should definitely not be in mode of ignorance. And if you are, again, don't worry. If you know you are, try to move upwards. Right? So purpose is the purpose, right? Everyone under the spell of mode of ignorance becomes mad, and a madman can understand what is what. पागल को देखा है, तो it's very difficult to control. Madmen are very difficult to control because there is the full energy. So if you see in the sixth chapter, the different qualities or characteristics of mind are given by Arjuna. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, pramathi balabadridham. Pramathi balabadridham. Pramathi means what? Extremely strong. Mad, like mad. Very strong, stubborn. Right? So a person is, if a child is very moving, going up, it's very difficult to catch. Let's say you catch a person moving very fast, but very strong, very agitated. It becomes more difficult. Are you saying not my mind is not only moving very fast, it's very agitated. Not agitated, it's bala. It's strong also, it's difficult to control. Not this strong, it's really stubborn. This is like adding man on top of what man. Chanchali mana Krishna pramati balabad dridam. And layer on top of mind. So Prabhupada is very uh, confused, uh, mad, that kind of attribute is given. So if you had that face, your bhakti will not bear fruit. It's like you're trying to light a match on a green wood. Very difficult. Now, if you're trying to light match, but then try to put water also on top of it. That will कैसे जलेगा? Right? So being difficult for one. Sorry. Yeah. Any questions, anything on this? Nice. And this. Okay. So I think this 29th will stop here. Verse number 9 will summarize 6, 7, and 8 together. They should summarize the entire or all the verses in one verse. Okay. So we'll see that next week. Oh, before we leave. This Monday, what is this Monday? Anyone knows? Anything special this Monday?
Gaur Purnima.
Gaur Purnima.
Gaur Purnima.
Most auspicious day. You could say, if at all, if I did say most important day, Janmashtami. It's called Purnima. Right? Please go temple. Please pray to Mahaprabhu. This age is not Krishna's age. It's Mahaprabhu's age. Adding Krishna is very extremely difficult, but Mahaprabhu makes it easy. To take shelter of Mahaprabhu, again, I have talked about Mahaprabhu's glories. But take shelter of Mahaprabhu. They're the most merciful. The most merciful. Krishna decides, अरे इतना किया इतना मिलेगा ये थामा प्रपद्यन्ते तुम कितना किया इतना मिलेगा Mahaprabhu's like कुछ मत करो है डिजायर हम कर लेंगे बात में कुछ नहीं तो कृष्णा राइट पेपर 70 मार्क्स लिखा कृष्ण 70 मार्क्स Mahaprabhu से थोड़ा लिख दे मैं पास करवा दूंगा चलो दैट इज Mahaprabhu write something I'll make you pass that is Mahaprabhu very liberal but with sincerity Mahaprabhu doesn't like duplicity with sincere heart pray to Mahaprabhu Prabhu please help me I want to progress in bhakti please help me and write what is your personal what you want to achieve not in material way in bhakti you want to achieve please help me achieve this I really want and basically again put tagline and please if you want what is it Amitav says sincerity is invincible Mahaprabhu is Patita Pavan, not Kapata Pavan. Duplicity is not tolerated no matter what. Be sincere and tell Mahaprabhu, he knows, but where you are, what you achieve, and just put a petition. One of the limbs of bhakti is Vijnapti, entreaty, request, prayerful prayer is one of the limbs of bhakti. So write in a paper if you want to. Meditate upon it. You could put this. Write. I am here in this stage. I want to achieve this. Please guide me internally as a Paramatma and externally send me someone to guide me on this path. With full sensitive right. Mahaprabhu will send. With prayerful heart. He will send. Please say extremely auspicious. Extremely auspicious job Monday. Gopurima. So please do follow. Okay. We go temple. Chant some verses of Mahaprabhu. Take Bhagavatam. Open Bhagavatam. Take one chapter and read from Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is for you. I want to read for your pleasure. And just read Bhagavatam. That's it done. One page, one chapter. That's absolutely enough. Or take Gita if you want to. Take Gita. And just read 10th chapter or 9th chapter or 12th chapter. Just read any chapter. Read for Mahaprabhu's pleasure. They may told, what can I do for you? Mahaprabhu says, what's the verse I forgot? Bhaja Krishna, Kaha Krishna, Laho Krishna Naam. Talk about Krishna, hear about Krishna, worship Krishna, take Krishna's name. But if you're doing that, जो हमारे प्रीति होए, Laho Krishna Naam. You take Krishna, think about Krishna, that's it. So more we think about Krishna, Mahaprabhu becomes happy. Right? So if you read Bhagavatam, to take some chapter Bhagavatam, and Mahaprabhu is for you. What can I do for you? Do this. You're extremely happy to do that. Okay? Or learn one verse from Bhagavatam. Apu, I learned one verse. Remember one verse for you. Can you say? And sit in front of Sachinandan. Sit in front of them. Recite one verse. Sincerity. Enough. हो जाएगा. Okay.
Prabhuji, it's on Tuesday, right? Tuesday or
For you, for us Monday, maybe for Tuesday, I don't know. So Monday, Tuesday, you be here.
okay. Yeah, I think.
For us also Monday only, Mataji. That's what I see in the
Okay.
temple email. And yeah.
Oh, for us in the okay Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Monday.
because I saw Purnima is on following in the night. We have an eclipse that night.
Depending on if it's Shuddha, Viddha hai kya, or Shuddha, depending on, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. to like 1:50 a.m. to 5 a.m. or something like that. We have lunar
Sometimes it
eclipse.
can vary here, depending on what kind of. So we follow the calendar by Shri Bhakti Thakur. He wrote that. So all our calendars are based on
Seattle calendar. Yeah, Seattle calendar only we were following. Okay, I will check, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much and for sticking for so long. Thank you so much. Vancha Kalpitra Krishna Kapal Sindhu Bhe Vicha. Paidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah. Nandukata Vaishnavya ki jai. Shubhapad ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Eh,
Thank you.